Hey everybody, thank you so much for joining me. New camera. I'm still adjusting to it. I'm still reading through the textbook of instructions that accompanied this thing. Hopefully I can keep things in focus for you, but this is kind of my first actual video other than a little test video that I did using this camera, so please bear with me as I keep learning. It's really so strange talking to this camera. I feel like I'm talking to a new friend here in front of me. Like it's just not the same old thing I was used to talking to. But what is this video about? I placed an order on Amazon during their Prime Day event, so I got some really good deals, and I thought it might be a good opportunity to try out some of the different beauty things that are offered there. Now, obviously, Amazon is going to sell some beauty stuff that's sold elsewhere. There are certain brands on there that we're all very familiar with, and it doesn't really make a difference where you get it from. But the things that I wanted to get in this sale were things that I don't really see outside of Amazon, and so I want to talk about some of those. I got a couple palettes, I got a little storage thing, some eyelashes. Some things actually I got on recommendation of Allure's little article that they put out. I noticed they had some stuff on there, so I took a couple of those recommendations. Also, I want to let you know that I am going to be doing a Nordstrom sale, like recommendations, what I got type video. The thing is, I'm waiting on the stuff to come in, and it was supposed to come in like 2 days ago, and I'm still waiting on it, so it will be one of my next videos. I just want to have the stuff here to show and talk about some of the things like I've tried before, and I know they're favorites of mine, but I still want to have them to show you. So the first thing, and this was a recommendation from Allure, this is a 50 false lash set from Gold Rose Beauty. It comes in a no frills box. You just pull out these different trays, and there are your lashes. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different styles, and you're getting 10 lashes in each style. This is my first time doing a real like big lash order where, you know, you're just getting tons and tons of sets like this. But I took the recommendation from Allure because I really didn't know where to begin, and I got a good deal on these. They're actually selling this set for, I think it was around 50 bucks or something. That seems really high to me, but I ended up getting it at around $20 or maybe a little less. This is the style that I'm wearing today, really long, like kind of a lush lash look. They've also got a very similar style to that I haven't tried yet that's a little more maybe thickness. Got a style that's a little bit more flared out toward the outside. On these it's very evident like where the longer chunks are, you know, they're a little more piecey. There's this style that I really think I'm gonna like that's very crisscrossy with the lashes, and I think that'll result in a very kind of wispy, a little bit more irregular look. That's kind of what I like, and I think a lot of the really popular, more expensive lash styles that many people gravitate toward don't have such a perfect cut to them. You see them sort of crisscrossing and looking a little bit wispy like that. So that's cool to see. And then the style that I wore yesterday is flared out the most, I would say, at the outside. These kind of remind me of a demi-wispy style, but more length overall. The thing that I found with these lashes, while they seem to be good quality, it seems like the way they cut them is very consistent. I've gotten some cheap lashes here and there where like one lash looks totally different from the other. The cut of these seems nice. I would say where you run into some issues maybe, or at least I did with both pairs, is that you kind of want to bend them a little bit. You want to get them working toward that natural shape of your eye. And I think part of the reason why is because these are only tacked down to their little holder here in 2 places, just on the outsides. So when you end up taking one of these lashes off, they really want to straighten out quite a bit. And so once you get your glue on there, you've kind of got to bend it into that U shape somewhat so it starts to mesh with the shape of your eye. I think if you're the type that really settles into liking one particular lash style, obviously not every lash in this kit is going to suit you. You know, you're going to have some that are your favorites, some that you don't like so much. I can already tell I like this lash that I'm wearing today better than this one that I wore the other day, just because, I don't know, I feel like this band is even maybe a little more flexible, not too flexible. I trimmed the lashes down just a little bit from the outsides, and they seem to just be a good fit for the eye. Another thing that comes with this, by the way, that I haven't even used yet, but I think is super handy, is one of those lash applicator tools, like a stainless steel type lash applicator. So very much like that one from BH Cosmetics that I've talked about before. That's definitely a nice tool to have if you're starting out. And you're gonna see me continue to wear some of these in some of my other videos. Plus, I usually get multiple uses out of a pair of lashes. I think I'm gonna have these for a while. So I would say yes, I'm pretty happy with that deal, although I can tell there are going to be certain lashes that I like better than others. Is my camera crooked? Nice time to be noticing that, right? Next thing that I want to talk about is Wonder Brow. It seems to be really popular on Amazon. I wanted to try it for myself. It says one-step brow gel, perfect eyebrows that last for days. And it claims to be a blend of hair-like fibers combined with specially treated pigments designed to fasten onto skin and hair. So basically you're getting a tube of what you would assume is like a brow gel, but it comes out with a brush, and I have this in what shade? The black brown color. And you'll see that's not extremely dark. It's kind of cool. You wouldn't look at it and define this shade as black brown, but that's what they call it. And basically you just run this through your brow, this color, which is not sheer at all. It's very opaque, so I think you have to be very careful with that step. And then you brush it through with the brush. Now I did my left brow with the Wonder Brow because I used something different on the other that I'll talk about in a second. For me, this covered a scar on the outer part of my brow. Did a great job of it, but do I need a ton of product elsewhere in my brow? Not so much. So I've got to have a really light hand with this. And I think it could be a good idea to actually use a small angled brush and pick up some product off of this wand and then put it on. Like, I'm thinking of those who don't have much of a brow to begin with. To make this look natural, you might want to go in with an applicator that lets you pace yourself a bit more. But then once you get it on, you take your spoolie wand, and that does kind of help work it on through. The hold, you can notice the hold immediately. Like, it really holds my brows in place. I love how it does that because then I'm not pulling for another step on top of it. And that whole claim about brows that last for days, yes, I had to use an actual, oil-based eye makeup remover to take that off. I was in the shower, I was trying to, get it off with my Equate Daily Face Wash cloths, and it could not touch the brow product. I could feel that the stuff was still in there, and it just would not take any of it off. So if you've got removers that, have that kind of oil mixture there, like this one's from Smashbox, put a little bit of that on a cotton round, then you can see it starting to come off. But this stuff is definitely in it for the long haul, and I could see this being a good product for people who work in harsh conditions. You really want your brow to stay on. Like, the staying power is real with this stuff. I think it's just a matter of, can you find a good way to apply it that's really gonna look natural? I feel like I got it to look, natural and soft and not like too much in my brow. Let's talk about what's happening with the other brow. This was another one of those recommendations that I saw from Allure, and I thought, okay, I'll go with it. I may not have necessarily felt the need for this product, but they were kind of raving about it. So I thought, okay, I've never tried anything from this brand, Aesthetica, and it's the Contour Series Brow. It's got a little guidebook, it's got the diagram, really nice quality pictures and instructions here. So this brand seems to be very instruction based, and I think that's cool. And then the setup of everything on the inside reminds me so much of something I had from Anastasia. I think it was called like Beauty Express for brows or something, because it has the whole shebang here. It's got multiple shades that could really be mixed and I think achieve just about any brow color you want. It's got a light highlighting shade. They give you a wax. They give you an actual concealer to really like carve out the brow. You've got the double-ended brush with the spoolie and the angle brush, stencils in here, and a really legit set of tweezers. Used these tweezers today with the slant tip, thought they did a fantastic job. So there's a lot in this kit, and I used it on my other brow, and I was mainly kind of using this dark brown color here. I think if you want to cool it down, you go to one of these shades as well and just kind of bounce around and mix, but I put the wax on there first to give the powder a little something to hold on to. And when you get done with that, you're gonna have some hold to your brows with the wax, but it's not gonna be near what the Wonder Brow hold was. So if that's a huge concern for you, when you're using powders, it's just a softer process. So you might go over it with a separate gel at the end. I did not get into the stencils yet. I'm thinking I might try that just for fun sometime. The quality of the angled brush with the spoolie is nice. And I used these powders as my eyeshadow today. I just thought, what the heck? Let's see how they double up. And they did well. I paid around 20 bucks for this in the sale, and I think that's a fantastic deal for something that's giving you so much. Bottom line with brows, it's just like the hair on your head. Everybody's gonna have different needs, different preferences. It's gonna be a more forgiving and I think softer look on the brows when you're using wax and powder to fill them in. And it's just a very like educational little kit there. But then with the Wonder Brow, I think this is catering to a very specific need with needing amazing staying power with your brow product. And if you're pretty competent with the whole fill-in process and making it look natural in general, I think you'd be be able to, you know, make this work really easily. And being kind of a one-step thing, the simplicity might be what some of you are after. So I just wanted to say I really like both of these brow things, but I think they each fit a different need or preference. The other thing that I got from Aesthetica, and this was just something I saw as I looked through, you know, the things that were on sale. It's this Strobe series Radiate palette. It says tan to dark, and I didn't know I was getting that shade range. I think they also described this one as rose gold. It totally works on my skin, which surprised me once I realized I had the tan to dark. I thought, oh no, this is gonna not function as a highlight for me, but it really does. Another thing that's made me wonder is what would the light one even do for me? I kind of want to test that one out just to see, but a strange thing is happening with me with highlighting products, because I felt like I went through this phase where tons of highlight palettes were coming out and I was just sort of over it. I wasn't finding them to be all that interesting or different, and now, like, I don't know, I'm sort of falling in love with highlight palettes all over again. But just like the brow thing, this comes with an entire kit. You've got your little like guide of where to place the product. It has a really cool face shape diagram here to show you where to put like contours and highlights and stuff. And another thing that this came with is this Liquid Strobe Spectrum pen, and I applied this first, and this is kind of like a, I don't know, a soft goldeny peachy gold, not glittery, and I put that on top of my cheeks and just blended it out with my e.l.f. small stipple brush. And you could certainly stop there with that step, or you can layer on some of these pans, which appear to lift out, but they're in there really securely. I'm not sure how to get them out. But you got these 4 shades. This one I wore the other day as a blush, and I thought it was so pretty. This is the deepest, most pigmented peachy shade, and then all the rest of these act as a highlight for me. This is probably the brightest one, and this is the one that I topped off that liquid with, and it's just so gorgeous. I was wearing this in my Get Ready With Me video the other day, and I am loving the texture of these. I love how they end up looking on the skin. They're certainly seeing some shimmer. Like, this is some of the most intense highlighting stuff powder wise that I own. So if I look up really close at my skin, yeah, I can tell that there is product there. But as part of that pearlescent look on my skin, I'm not seeing flecks of glitter. I'm not seeing like actual pieces, particles of glitter in it. It's just more of a pearlescent look on the skin, I guess. And you see it a lot with this shade. You see a little less with these. And like I said, for if you're my skin tone or lighter, this color's probably gonna be a blush for you. Honestly, my experience with this brand makes me want to try more. I got an email afterwards and it said like, welcome to Aesthetica. We see you've made an order on Amazon. Let us know if anything in the kit is not to your liking or whatever. Like, they wanted customer feedback. They seem like a really legitimately good brand. And so I'm glad I've tried what I've tried, and I want to try more. Try. The final thing that I got as part of my little Amazon Prime Day situation is this organizer. This is from Story, and it's the clear multi-level makeup palette organizer. I'll link to all this stuff below, but I don't know that I got this on any particular recommendation. I just saw that it was one of the discounted Prime items. As you can see, we're looking at 4 levels here, and I thought this would be cool for, you know, just storing palettes. That's how they showed it in the picture. This also looks like it could fit nail polishes. You could stand up lip products in here. You can go like with these Aesthetica palettes, for example. These are a pretty standard width for a palette, and you can go like 2 deep there with that. I'm using a small basket to hold some different palettes that I want to like not forget to use and stuff, and I feel like this would just be a better way to store them so I can see what I've got better. It'll just spread it out a little bit more. So I think when I'm looking for a way to display those kind of shop my stash items, particularly the palettes, this will be nice to have here just kind of on the corner of my table where I can really see everything. So as you can see here, I found a lot of cool finds experimenting with some new Amazon beauty things. I really would love to hear your feedback in the comments section. If you've tried any of the stuff I've tried, what are your recommendations? Like, I think that will be the best thing to come from this video, is just the dialogue in the comments section. Like, have you tried other stuff from Aesthetica? Are there other lines that I might not know about being sold on Amazon that I should test out? The thing that I'm personally most excited about is probably the little highlight palette, because I think that's just so beautiful and fun, and just that Aesthetica brand in general I'm really happy with. The thing that I might be most on the fence about, I mean, this lash set is pretty dang cool. They are a lash band that does require you to work with it a little bit, get it kind of bent into your shape, and then I think with multiple wears, it will form to your lash line really nicely, but you've got to kind of work with it. Some of the styles seem a little longer left to right than others, so you may need to trim up certain ones. And you know, we've all just got our favorite lash styles, so you're not going to be in love with every single one in that kit, probably. But thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you again very soon. Bye.